What is going on, everybody? Todd here, joined once again by DorkyRae and Thrabalen of Thrabalen Gaming. How are you two?
I was trying really hard to stare dead into the camera with just dead eyes and sip tea.
Conversely, I am fine.
I can't do it.
You can't out dead eyes me.
No, I really can't. I'm incapable of it.
Todd has worked in a place where dead eyes are required to survive.
Okay, but so have I. I worked at a gas station too.
Yeah, no, but
No, it's not the same
Not
thing.
that gas station, but I have worked at a gas station.
How long did you work in that industry?
2 years.
You should have developed dead eyes. You should have.
I'm pretty sure I did, but then
It's a skill you never learn. You never unlearn, rather.
That's fair. I just have too much to be happy about all the time.
And you weren't there long enough.
No, probably not. I had it offset by not having to interact with people by having a janitorial job at the same time. So
Fair enough.
yeah, I was working 2 jobs
Todd
then.
worked register, so.
But welcome, guys, to
That conversation.
Yeah.
the third.
Yep.
Yeah.
Third
Yeah.
episode of PODD
Episode 3.
Yep. Somehow.
in
it
a
is.
row. What?
Son.
Somehow all of you are still putting up with us, and thank you for that.
Yeah, I think the in a row is a little bit more shocking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we managed 3 episodes last time too, but I don't think they were anything
weren't.
resembling in a row.
We did our first episode, then it was like a month later we did our second episode.
Now, granted, I think at the time that's what we were planning. We were planning to only have a once a month podcast.
We were planning once every 2 weeks.
Was it? Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't remember. I was the organizer for that one, and I don't remember.
Whereas I'm
That explains everything.
Whereas I'm the organizer on it this time, and it's just like, I'm like, we're doing
Why
this?
does that explain everything?
If you're the organizer on it and you don't even remember it, then it explains everything about why it didn't happen more often.
Okay. I thought you were saying that me being
Fair
organizing.
enough. But yeah, no. So no, I don't understand why you don't. Why you can't hold dead eyes? Like that's.
I don't know.
I mean,
I get all my frustration and dead insideness. I stab it out with needle felting.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that could be it. It could just be that I just channel all of that into my art, and so it channel into my eyes.
I'm just gradually getting more disapproving. I'm giving you.
You need to become a magician.
I'm giving you disappointing like friend face.
Well, I mean, you call art magic, so
no, it's fucking wizardry is what it is. It's not magic. It's fucking witchcraft.
The wizardry and witchcraft in my life has taken away the dead eyes. It's a spell.
I don't know. I really don't know. So why don't we kind of catch up with what's been going on in everybody's life? First off, I'll get me out of the way. Done some streams, did some shit. Enough said. Okay, Ray. What? Actually, we'll save you for last.
Yeah.
Fallen. What have you been up to?
Went to see an awesome movie that everyone by now should know the movie that's being referenced because I'm a complete Marvel nut. That's the last we're going to talk about the movie today because Ray has not seen it.
Black Panther is indeed a movie.
Yes.
It may or may not be in theaters. That is all we can say on the matter at this time.
Except that's shattering records. But also,
is that what the news is saying? Because I don't read the news.
But yeah, no, that is what
I
don't know if that was a sarcasm thing or not, but that is.
No, I legitimately don't read the news.
But
I do know that it was like shattering all kinds of records.
The
theater I went to has 16 screens, and 9 of them were Black Panther. So that says something.
Nice, awesome.
Where I live,
That is just so awesome. I'm sorry.
no, you're right. It is awesome. But where I live, people just don't go to see movies when they're in the theater, and we wonder why movie theaters are going out of business. But I digress. Like when I went to see Force Awakens, I went to see it the Monday after it was released. Basically, following that weekend, there were 6 people in the theater, including myself. When I went to see Black Panther, there were probably that many empty seats.
2 of them were next to you in Enville.
yes, indeed.
You guys
But
took the middle of 4 empty seats.
because I am evil. But
That's what you do.
I mean, yeah. And I was this was Monday morning, 10 a.m.
Wow.
Handful of empty seats.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
So yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's
it is a cultural thing right now. I've been playing some games that I'm not going to gush about, and I have a game I'm playing that I want to gush about, but I won't. And been catching up on streams, and that's really about it.
nice.
Ray, what have you been doing instead of coming up with a character for a role-playing game?
Or seeing Black Panther.
Yeah.
Working, coming down with an illness, arting. I have been getting back into actually getting some art stuff done, so that's been awesome.
That's always good.
Why are you giving me that look, Todd?
Because it's fucking witchcraft.
Oh man, no, it's been fun though. I've tried 2 new things that I haven't done before. Actually, I have. So I got this done, which is a little
Very cool.
beret that ended up being child-sized instead of adult-sized.
I mean, that looks like it could fit a adult head, a small adult head, but an adult head nonetheless.
I have a small adult head. It doesn't. Okay, let me put it this way. So I have a wig head.
Mhm.
Which runs small adult. Like, I have yet to find an adult that has a head size as small as, much less smaller than that wig head. And the hat does not fit on it.
Fair.
So,
Maybe it
but
has
yeah,
to
so I
be
did-
cocked off to the side a little bit.
just pin it in,
Yeah.
glue it to the
Jaunty.
head.
Like those little top hats that the girls used
Yeah.
to wear like 10 years ago.
Or
Oh,
I could
jaunty.
glue it like Matilda did to her dad. In the movie? No? Okay.
No.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking
I-
about. And
I
I'm just
don't.
shaking my head no to that.
I loved that movie.
What movie?
Matilda.
Okay, then.
Okay.
It's a kid's film.
Was it 90s? Maybe?
Yes, that explains
it-
a lot.
It might.
Oh,
I was gonna
yeah.
say it was either late 80s or early 90s.
No, it was 90s.
It's the okay. So you've seen the more recent Miracle on 34th Street, though, right?
No.
All right.
I don't like Christmas movies.
Fair enough. Okay, so Matilda is about this little girl who is like crazy smart, teaches herself to read because her parents won't send her to school because her parents are like the scum of the earth. Anyway, so she teaches herself to read. And she's so I don't know exactly what I don't remember exactly what they said caused it, but TLDR is she's so smart and she reads so much that she ends up having like telepathy powers, or is that telekinetic powers, where she can like move things with her brain if she focuses hard enough. It's an amazing story, and I loved it because
I must have missed that origin for Jean Grey. Interesting.
She read a bunch of books and was able to move
Yeah.
shit with her mind. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there was more explanation. It came about the first time that she had that it happened was her father was like yelling at her.
And she TK'd him in the balls. Okay.
Wow, she should, but no, she managed. She got so angry because he was yelling at her, for basically for being smart, and for wanting to go to school, and
I'm going to reserve my comments till after the podcast on this one.
I'm just going to say that sound you hear, that heavy thudding sound, is the hammer of the moral of the story pounding it flat.
Okay, yeah, fair. Well, no, I'll stop. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't care what you guys think. I love
I didn't say it was a bad movie.
The school was an awful place too. The school was a terrible, horrible place and had a horrible lady principal that tortured children.
And then they had
What?
blood chocolate cake.
They did well. Yeah, they had chocolate cake, and they forced the one kid to eat an entire huge chocolate cake, and he couldn't stop eating. He wasn't allowed to stop eating it. He had to eat the entire thing.
That's a nice message for the kids.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I liked the movie.
Yeah. Well, I hear there's something else that you like, and that is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes. Yes.
So, I'm caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
As am I.
Ballin is caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
How far into the series are you?
Season 2, episode something.
That look of looking it up.
Yep. I am on. Come on. Come on, Netflix. Season 2, episode 6.
Okay, well, that ain't bad.
Is about to start. So yeah, I mean that's like because there was 20 some
22 to 24 episodes.
Yeah, in season 1. So
Yep.
but yeah, I like it.
So
it's good.
So the thing is, it's like you initially didn't, and we told you to stick with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think what had happened was because I definitely did not remember the first few episodes.
The first few episodes were pretty bad.
Yeah, they were. But I didn't remember them at all. And then it got into later episodes, and I was like, "Oh, I know this one. I know this one." Especially, I think in the maybe in the teen.
Mm-hmm. Which means you
episodes?
started watching, and then when we were like, "Oh my god, it's series is picking back up," you started watching again.
Yeah, I think what had happened was it was before it was on Netflix, obviously, because I know I definitely started watching in the first season, and I think I maybe tried starting mid-season and was so lost and had no clue what was going on, and I just kind of went like, forget it, I don't care.
That's like starting a comic book halfway through an arc.
Yeah. Basically,
don't do that.
Basically,
then you're like, why is he punching that guy?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if it's like season 1 was very rough. Well, the first half of the season was rough, and I'll be perfectly honest when I say this. I felt that way about a couple of the seasons where like the beginning of the season was kind of a rough start.
Mm-hmm.
But sticking to it kind of paid off.
Yeah.
The latest season, I did not have that issue. So there's that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking, like, even when it's rough, the fact that it does mesh with the movie, at least season 1 seemed to mesh with
Civil War. Not Civil War.
No, not Civil
Winter
War.
Soldier.
Winter Soldier and Thor Ragnarok.
No,
not Ragnarok.
Dark World.
Gosh, dang it.
Dark World, yeah.
Yeah, Dark World, and there was another one it meshed. Oh well, I guess it goes in right shortly after the first Avengers movie.
Yeah,
is when it starts. But the way it tied in movie events, I liked that, and I assume they keep doing that.
The first season of any show is generally weaker, and the second season is when they generally get better. I mean, look at the second season of Firefly. Oh, wait.
Look at the 5th season of Dark Matter. Oh.
Oh! Stabbed in the heart. You're too late.
So how about that? How about that Black Panther event? Marvel Heroes. Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
Marvel
I
Heroes.
was about to say we're not talking Black Panther, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about things that aren't happening.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Agents of Shield is one of those shows that like it's not for everybody, and I understand that, but it can be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of missteps in every season where you're just like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know?
Uh-huh.
I mean, before we start recording, you were talking about how much you like Fitz and Simmons.
I love it.
Yes.
And then I said, well, my favorite character hasn't been introduced yet, so.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I love Fitz is definitely hands down my favorite thus far. And my heart hurts a little bit that he's got speech aphasia. And but then also I love that he has that because it just adds more depth to the character. I always love torturing my favorite characters. It's so bad.
Well, then you should be glad you're watching a Whedon show.
That I'm watching a what?
A Whedon show. You know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Jaws, but it's still Whedon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like Fitz and Simmons is kind of like the perfect storm because they just work.
Yeah.
They work well. Trying to think back to season 1. I mean, Skye was a very interesting character.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's just, but the thing is, it's like in season 1, it's like, how does she fit?
Right. Yeah. Up until when you start getting it a little bit further, she kind of starts fitting a little bit more.
Yeah.
But even still, most of season 1, she just doesn't quite. It doesn't quite fit. You almost expect her to end up going off and doing her own thing.
I'm not going to spoil anything. I just have to say, when Todd said, you know, Skye was an interesting character, the look on Ray's face was trying to parse.
I heard and I was like,
I could see that.
Well, okay,
I read that. But
there's also here's another thing about me. I have less issue with, especially in series, I have less issue with spoilers than you guys do. Like, I don't want to be, obviously I don't like being spoiled for movies. And I don't like big spoilers, but I will, like last night I was bored. And so I went in and I read the episode description for all the episodes and all the seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I have noticed a distinct lack of the name Skye in seasons 3 and 4.
yeah,
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, well, either she changes her name or
Or don't
I'm
get
at the
attached.
yeah. And I mean, that's I like Skye, but I'm not as attached to her as I am to Fitz. Like, I adore the character of Fitz.
She'll have her moment. She'll have her moment, and then you'll be like, but the episodes don't mention her after this point.
Yeah.
No.
The only thing I can think of is there's another character that gets name dropped a whole lot in episodes 3 and 4, and I'm like, oh, maybe she changes her name. It's like, that's not going to happen, but yeah. So
I mean, but there's a few characters that considering that you've read descriptions and people's names have been mentioned. Personally, and I'm not going to get into detail on them.
Thank you. Yeah, like I don't mind basic spoilers like what I've been giving myself, but like when it starts getting in depth, that's when I have issue.
I mean, I really think they did a good job with Bobby.
I have seen that name. Yeah, that looks like Bobby's not the. Bobby hasn't been introduced in season 2 yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Oh.
No. Who's the agent that got that's brainwashed and has been showing up?
Trying to think.
I don't think she's been. She was May for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
In one episode.
Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Don't remember. her
I
name
don't know if
because
she's
but
been given a name yet. I think it may just be a number.
Yeah, it's just a
it
number.
remains a
33.
number,
Agent 33.
Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, that's not Bobby. Okay.
So yeah, no, like they did a good job with Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job with Hunter.
Who you haven't met.
Oh yeah, no. Hunter is the mercenary dude, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He's been in the first few episodes.
Okay.
Of season 2.
Hunter is
and I do like him.
Hunter's
an
a
interesting
good character.
He's a sarcastic bastard.
I love him.
Mac is the best.
Okay.
Mac is terrific.
I've seen that name.
And Daisy. Daisy is another.
That's the one that I'm like, maybe Skye changed her name to Daisy.
Daisy Johnson is actually direct out of the comics as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Yep.
Codename Quake.
Yep.
Are you sure Skye doesn't change her name to Daisy?
I'm just telling you where the character comes from.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I just need to watch the show. Which so I'm gonna be house sitting. But this house that I'm gonna be house sitting at doesn't have good Wi-Fi.
Welp, G.
Yeah.
You just have to use your data plan.
Yeah. I mean, I have it unlimited, so you know.
Well, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, they did, and then also that Coulson fella is amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They haven't introduced him yet, right? No.
No. I'm very. I like having the
son of Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like having the in-depth of Coulson.
Yeah.
Because
Greg is spectacular.
I liked him in Avengers.
But they just scratched the surface.
But he was just kind of he was the cute fanboy.
They never really got down to the point of the character.
Yeah. No.
I mean, he got down to Loki's point.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
he got stabbed in the chest.
Yeah, he may have come into his own in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but let's face it, they spearheaded him in the Avengers.
Oh, it's terrific. But yeah, so, and you've been enjoying Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though.
Yes.
So,
yes, I have been.
The whole Hydra thing really kind of changed the whole dynamic of a show that you're like,
can I punch Ward in uncomfortable places? Please, repeatedly?
No.
With a fork?
No, you can't. But you can give him a trip to Dick Kick City if you want.
Okay, I'm all about that. Gosh, I liked him.
See, and that's the thing.
I couldn't stand him because he was bland as fuck.
I mean, okay, yes, that's true, he was. But
and at least it pretty much shows the whole Skye and Ward thing.
Yeah. True.
Which was annoying.
I mean,
yeah, it was weird that he was so into Skye, but he was sleeping with May.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just felt like there was... That just felt like a huge discrepancy to me. Like, it didn't seem... It just seemed forced, that particular...
Yeah.
Which, I mean, obviously it was. He was trying to win... Yeah, he was evil. He was trying to win May over, and... Mm-hmm. Then he happened to develop feelings for Skye as well. But so he was attempting. It was forced, but it also felt almost like shoehorned. A little bit. I don't know.
We talking about the May thing or the Skye thing?
The May thing.
The May thing was to kind of keep his cover, though.
Yeah, and I understand that. It didn't feel like. I don't know. I feel like it could have been integrated a little bit better.
Also, have you seen her?
Oh, I love May. May is amazing. Okay, I just realized I have said that about every single character.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about Deathlok.
I develop emotional attachments to characters.
But no, I
You
mean,
keep that thought.
but I mean, like a character I thoroughly enjoyed in the first season was Deathlok.
Oh, yes.
I wish they had done more with him in that first season.
With Michael, yeah.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's,
Yeah,
without getting into detail, I mean, yeah.
what do you... I mean, I've seen the season 1.
No,
Unless-
no,
are you saying that it's-
I'm saying past season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm just kind of.
And I have to get past the idea that, because my brain was like, I realized that Deathlok was referring to the mechanical
Yeah.
augmentations all around.
Yeah.
But there was several episodes where Deathlok in my brain was Michael.
Which technically is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest thing is, I mean, the technology itself, it was all part of Project Deathlok.
Yeah.
But he was like of all the subjects, he was the one that had the most.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I just have to reassociate my brain because I kind of got clamped onto that. But I was like, but Michael's dead.
It's I just kind of wish like they'd done a bit more in season 1 with not only just the character but also the technology. And as we progress, as you progress through season 2, 3, and onward, we'll discuss more.
Sweet.
And you'll just be like, I hate you guys.
Do we need to make a
fucking hate you
separate
guys.
server or something?
See, I feel like his, agent, saying as Ray for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to become like a weekly segment of the podcast.
Pretty
for
much.
a while.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, now you have homework, right? Get to watch
more. Great.
Okay, so think of it this way, like there's all right.
I'm not in school anymore, dang it.
So let's kind of let the viewers and listeners in on this. Before we start recording, what do I usually say? We're gonna wing it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, do we need topics and stuff like that or whatnot?
No. Yep.
Here's my homework topics.
Yep. You have your own little Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. segment now.
Yay.
Where it's the
Need to
segment
splash
where
on
it's
this now.
fresh to you, and me and Ballin have to try to remember 4 seasons
what's
back.
going on?
And more importantly, you have to remember what not to talk about.
Exactly.
Maybe you
Like
guys
the
should
part where-
watch with me.
And they.
And then there's that time where with the sun and.
Yeah.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly.
much.
Good. Good. Terrific.
Okay, so far, my homework for the week: more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yes.
Yeah.
Black Panther,
Uh-huh.
character creation.
Yep.
It's only Tuesday.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I mean, that's another thing. Like,
And the game I won't gush about.
yeah, and the game you want.
Yeah,
What was-
I can guarantee that's not going to happen until I'm with house sitting.
What was that game, by the way?
Okay, the game is... Here comes the gush. Okay, the game is called Crossout. It's a free-to-play game available on Steam. It is a game set in a post-apocalyptic America, I assume. But basically where you're driving around in cobbled-together vehicles with guns attached, blowing up other cobbled-together vehicles with guns attached for the last bits of supplies remaining. And basically, you upgrade vehicles, you get new weapons, and you pound the snot out of other people with upgraded vehicles and weapons.
Sounds
Like any
kinda-
MMO, basically, it just gets more as it goes on.
that actually sounds kind of cool. Actually,
Yeah.
Now, is it just in cars, or do you have stuff where you're not in the vehicle, like because I know you had made a joke earlier with GTA. Oh yeah, that's where you sit in cars and shoot people. You drive around in
also
cars and
sit
shoot
shooting people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are no parts where you're on foot. I
Okay.
can say that right now. There's always a vehicle involved.
Okay. I was
But
just curious.
some of the vehicles are like hover vehicles, even. There's tanks. So yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. But when you start off in a crappy pickup truck with a gun with guns attached. So
Yeah.
Okay.
What's kind of funny, Ballin, is so you're gushing about this game, and I've been contemplating whether or not I want to try to find a way to play Twisted Metal again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like it just like last week, I'm just sitting here at my computer, and I'm like, oh my god, it'd be so much fun to be playing Twisted Metal right now. Actually, you know what? It's because I booted up Carmageddon 2000 Death Race or whatever the fuck it was called.
Carmageddon. So buggy, but so fun.
Well, okay, so Carmageddon itself, like I have fond memories of like the first two Carmageddons. This one I don't, and I remember why I don't.
Okay.
But it was free on GOG, so I'm not going to complain. By the way, GOG, if you want us to, if you want to go and get some sweet mentions, like just let us know.
We are available for sponsorship.
We are indeed available for sponsorship. Like, I mean, there's the wonderful, absolutely wonderful Loot Crate, which you check out the show notes. If you're on the Twitch channel, you look at the panels. There's a little button there that says Loot Crate. You click there, takes you to their page. You sign up, get yourself Loot Crate, and help support the Precipice Podcast Network. It's an amazing thing. They have so many different types of crates, whether it's, Marvel crates. They have a God of War crate coming out, which is kind of cool. They have they have the standard Loot Crate, a deluxe Loot Crate. So many different types, different fandoms. You like Firefly, they got a Firefly one. You like Halo, Mass Effect, they got those, It's actually pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So
now here's a question that I do have about the Loot Crate.
Yes.
So with the Loot Crate, I do lootware and lootware for her. Do those help support?
They do as well.
Okay, awesome.
They do as well. Yep, just click that link, do the thing. And so that's the way that goes.
I keep doing something really weird with my eyebrows. I need to stop.
I mean, if I really wanted to go and talk about network sponsorship, I could also throw out the sponsorship for Brothering Around, which would be a
explain
thing.
that to me, please.
Oh, so so the good brothers over at Brothering Around have a deal with Audible. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you like free audiobooks, you can go to audibletrial.com/brotheringaround, get yourself a free audiobook. It's yours to keep. No commitment to continue your Audible subscription. But yeah, it's a way for it helps support them, and they're a part of the network, and I kind of want to Yeah. There's also on the Twitch page, there's a link in the panels, so for that you can do that there. But yeah, so it's pretty cool, pretty awesome. Those are just two examples of sponsorships that we have here at the Precipice Podcast Network. It helps with things like Wes and Marco. They do all the hosting themselves for their audio podcast of Brothering Around. So a lot of that, a lot of what comes in from that goes to help with the fees involved with hosting and such. I mean, much like the Loot Crate stuff helps with pod errors and gimmick bags. So, so yeah, there's that. That's a thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're always open for more business opportunities, more things you want us to shill. So there's that. I mean, I won't sign off on anything unless I believe in it. So
if Funko wants to send free pops, my address is
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that is another thing that has happened this past week. Is I have finally gotten around to starting a Funko Pop collection. I have my first 3 pops.
Which ones?
Nathan Drake from Uncharted, aka my cousin, and Sora and Riku from Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, that's cool. So now for me, working now at Hot Topic, they get exclusives.
Yeah.
And I am waiting for them to kind of, some of them to show up, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's Iron Civilian, if I'm not mistaken. It's basically a Captain America in Iron Man armor with the shield and everything like that.
Yep.
Huh.
But the Hot Topic exclusive, he's in Hydra colors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. It actually kind of goes with, I mean, the look is somewhat familiar to those people that were all outraged last year, or was it a year and a half ago?
I remember that.
When Cap was Hydra.
I just loved that before the second issue even came out, I said, it's a cosmic cube, right? And yep.
Yep.
I think that was a year and a half ago, because I think
Yep.
that was when we were still,
Marvel
I think we were
Heroes.
still playing Marvel Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So that would have been...
Because I
year and a
always
half.
I wanted a Captain Hydra costume, and I finally got one, and I was excited
Yeah.
as shit about that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my primary Cap costume. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
ran around with his little Hydra guy team up. Which, by the way, if you guys played on consoles, you don't know what I'm talking about because you didn't have those costumes, nor did you have team ups. Sorry.
Nor do you have Marvel Heroes.
Nobody does anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody does anymore. And it's unfortunate. I mean, it was...
It is. Before the whole Omega thing, it was a great game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, that was honestly the nail in the coffin for...
Yeah.
Oh, it was, absolutely.
Yeah, I stopped. I think I stopped playing it not too long. The Omega
Yeah.
came out. I just...
We gave it a chance.
Yeah.
And that was all we gave it.
And I think
we might have given it a month.
No.
when the Marvel Heroes Omega update hit, actually it was before the Omega update because they did the first big update, and we
Okay.
started having problems then.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we'll wait for a couple more updates to and we'll check back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a month and a half later, we checked back and we're like, yeah, we can't get back into this. And it's like, it's a thing, you know?
Yeah.
For me, one of the absolute deal breakers had to be changing the Infinity system into the Omega system.
The Infinity
The
system
Omega
was so much
system, the Omega
better.
Yep, basically the Omega system. Well, yeah.
I
Basically, the change of the system.
I enjoyed the Omega system. I did enjoy when they decided to remedy the issue they had with the Infinity system. I enjoyed the Infinity system. I didn't like the gameplay changes that they put in that made builds that were viable completely useless.
Remember unique items?
Build. Oh my god. Oh, I love the unique item.
I know.
So, I mean, like, for example, unique items were a big thing, but...
I get emotionally attached to games, too.
Yeah.
So
That's
I guess
why
we're going to get into
Heroes
this
and
Marvel
Seesaw.
Heroes can of worms.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It
been
finally happened.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
here.
gonna go. I'm gonna start to cry, guys. No.
We're here now, guys. So just
These are our life. These are our choices.
pull up a chair and
Get comfortable. Because
Yeah.
it's going to be a ride.
yeah. It's going to be a long ride. So of the people that I know that played Marvel Heroes, Ballin logged not only the most time, but
Spent the most money.
was also the person that got everybody into it.
Yes, and I'm sorry.
Hashtag blame Ballin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of the game, what was, and this is directed right now at Ballin, of all the heroes that were released, which was your favorite to play and which was your least favorite to play?
Oh, let me start with my least favorite because favorite, I'm actually gonna. No, you know what? I know who my favorite actually was. Come to think of it, Doom. My favorite to play was Doom for several reasons, not the least of which was having an army of Doom bots running around half the time. Not the least of which was the voice acting, which for everybody in the game was amazing. Least favorite is Carnage, but also basically the yes, my least favorite was Carnage. I never even got to play him because he was playable after I stopped playing. My least favorite was Carnage.
Because he was a team up when we were still playing.
Yes.
So.
As Ray is well aware. Although I will say my second favorite, easily tied with Doom actually, is Deadpool. He was a joy to play after his rework when they took away stamina completely and you were just able to do whatever the hell you wanted. He was overly overpowered and I loved him.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
My least favorite to play, I think, honestly, is Iron Fist. I just could not get with his playstyle.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that, actually.
Oh, I had characters I hated the powers of more, but with Iron Fist, practically you had to change your build every few levels, and it was annoying.
Fair enough.
I genuinely thought you were
Gonna what?
I thought he was going to say Gambit. I was fully braced to hear
Gambit.
Gambit
Was my least favorite character, period.
Yeah.
But we were talking about to play.
Yeah.
And Gambit was a lot better to play than, say, Black Widow.
Fair.
Which I disagree with.
Yeah, I disagree with you on that.
But then again, I love Daredevil, and you didn't enjoy playing Daredevil so much.
No, I did.
Okay.
Once I figured out the bounce power, yeah.
I did not super enjoy Daredevil.
Also didn't care for Mr. Fan Four Stick.
Well, I mean, nobody cared about the Fan Four Stick. So Ray, same question.
I think my favorite to play was Kitty Pryde because she had a dragon. Because I
saw that coming.
Because dragons, yeah.
I saw that coming.
Actually, I really enjoyed. So my two favorite characters to play were Kitty Pryde, and then I would say I really liked playing Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I prestiged. Not like the ultimate. I didn't get up to the level that Ballin got to, but
with a few characters, yeah.
Yeah, but I went and took Nightcrawler, and I think I also took Kitty back to level 1 and played up again. I don't know if I ever got them both up to 60 again, but Deadpool was also really awesome to play.
Yep.
But and I enjoyed that was one that I really liked playing, especially when it was like when we had the really big drop days.
Yeah.
Like Monday. When it was. Well, no, I mean, because I only ever played on Monday.
Yeah.
When we also had like the special event Mondays.
But, yeah, the special event Mondays. I really liked playing Deadpool. He just made it so much easier.
Yeah, he's a Cuisinart.
My least favorite to play. I know there was one that I forced myself to keep playing him until I got him to 60. But I can't for the life of me. We
all had one of those.
Yeah.
It was just like slogging through, and I can't remember who. But I hated that character.
Might have been Luke Cage.
Who I prestige to gold. I got all with.
Because I remember you complaining a lot with any character that was just like pure melee.
Yeah, melee and me do not get along. Yeah, it might have been Luke Cage. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I enjoyed playing Wiccan. I didn't actually play as Scarlet Witch. I only ever played as Wiccan.
Yep. The costumes were superb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the enhanced.
Yeah. I liked playing Hawkeye.
Who I only played as Kate Bishop Hawkeye.
True.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It was Mr. Fanfor. Mr.
Yeah.
Fanforstic is the one that because we had to get like trying to get like all 4 of them.
Yeah.
So we
'Cause
can
if we
all
did,
do
if
the
you-
Doom thing, and
Yeah. I don't think we ever got around to doing
Nope.
that. But
Never
no,
will.
Mr. Fanforstic was the absolute worst. That was the one where I just wanted to like slam my head through my television.
it's fair enough. For me, the one I dislike the most, just playing wise, because obviously I can go with Gambit with his underpowered bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he had such a great ultimate.
It wasn't even a signature.
His ultimate was his signature plus rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I mean, he was the only character whose ultimate was bringing in a better hero than himself.
Yeah. Yep.
Fair enough.
Everyone else that brought someone lower class than them.
Yeah.
Iron Man brought in discount Iron Man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Ballin with Iron Fist.
Okay.
Iron Fist, like I did take him up to 60, and for me it felt like a slog
Yeah.
because it was.
I don't think I ever played Iron Fist.
You're lucky.
Yes. Yes, you
Don't worry. Most of the console players didn't play as Iron Fist either because you had to buy all the Founders packs.
Oh my gosh, why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I took that. I'll say Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
The character I enjoyed playing the most was Strange.
And I did not enjoy
I
playing him.
do remember you playing him a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing is like during the Omega system, I can go and throw points into the intelligence buff
Mm-hmm.
that would in turn make him just a complete glass cannon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could fell
With the
boss.
Omega or with the Infinity?
Infinity system came afterwards. They
Yeah.
replaced the Omega system.
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't hate the.
No, you hated the
I hated
Infinity
the-
Yeah,
system.
yeah, I got them confused.
Okay, it wasn't just me.
Yeah. So the big thing with Strange was he was definitely an AoE player,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
for me being able to just throw down and throw as many points as I could into intelligence and make sure that all my gear was giving me intelligence bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have like a 2 in durability, but I'd have like a 37 in intelligence.
Yeah.
And it's like I go into an area and it's just like, this is a level 60 character. I'm like, that was a level 60 character. Like, and he just blinks him out of existence, It's just terrific.
I liked the ones that needed intelligence.
And then when a Marvel Heroes Omega happened, they changed the way all the bonuses worked. So that
Yeah.
wasn't the case anymore. So it was like, oh, regardless, this is your character's strength with
Yeah.
these things. And you're like,
Yeah.
what's the fucking point
and
of the stats then?
The leveling up thing. You couldn't use like all your Omega points in
Yeah.
one sector.
Yeah.
You had to
They
had
did-
to balance it
They
between.
did change that at a certain
Oh,
point.
did
They
they?
did change it at a
After I
certain point.
quit, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Until too late.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, they did change it at a certain point. And when you got infinity points, it got pulled together. So you can just be like, oh, I just want to dump into the reality stone. Or I want to bump into the mind stone and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it had that going for it, which wasn't bad. But yeah, it was too little
Mhm.
too late. And the changes they made to the simple systems allowing these really ridiculous builds of like, I just want to dump everything I can into intelligence because that is
Mhm.
the primary fuel for my character's
Yeah.
power.
Mhm.
But you're going to
And
take
let's
a
face
negative in this. It's just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just
When was
need
the last
one
time you
shot.
saw Strange trying to win an arm wrestling contest?
Exactly. And, I ended up getting a little bit of a reputation as the king of wrong style.
Yes, justly deserved.
A little bit.
Because I decided to, and now this is Marvel Heroes 2015, or was it 2016?
2016.
2016.
It was 2016.
Yeah, because 2016 kicked off the update with Deadpool. What I decided to do was take characters that were like not fun characters to play and find an interesting way to play them and do it from level 1 until level 60.
Punch Clops would have been proud.
And I did Punch Clops.
Yes.
And I did
Punch Clops.
I did.
You did a Black Widow one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did Melee Widow, which that is, and the best part is I didn't just do Melee Widow. I did Melee Widow like 3 or 4 times. Strange was the one I was just about to Cosmic Prestige. And I had one more prestige left on Widow before she would have been at that level.
Yeah, you did ranged Winter Soldier, or ranged something else.
No, I did melee hand-to-hand Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So I cut all of his guns and stuff like that out. I did Punisher, where all I could use is his roll and his knife.
Yeah.
So he couldn't even use his ultimate. He couldn't use his ultimate. He couldn't use his signature. Like, everything went into just him stabbing shit.
I remember Pistol Doom.
Pistol Doom, yes. Which was OP as fuck.
When you were able to get the shot off because it took a while to recharge.
Yeah, it did. And I mean, it was just like, there was just so many things you could have done in Marvel Heroes 2016 that you couldn't
play
do
the
in
way
Omega.
you wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to play like Mr. Fanforstic a specific way, you could do that and try to have fun with it because you're setting this challenge for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, I did an entire prestige level of Deadpool where all I used was Canadian Devil.
Yeah.
Where all I did was spin around in a circle with blades and guns going into people. That's all I did with them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you really need to do with
Daredevil.
not Daredevil.
Trust me, around level 50, it gets dull as hell, but you're like, nope, I'm doing it.
Though I will say that Marvel Heroes Omega did allow me to go and do Wrong Style for Juggernaut because, movement system was now tied to charges.
Oh my gosh, I hated that.
Yes.
It was like, his entire thing is momentum.
Yeah.
Why you do this?
I mean, there was just so many
I hate
weird...
what they did with the movement system.
The movement system was bullshit.
I'm sorry. I don't want to have to...
with cap.
You shouldn't have to charge for a run.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's putting one foot in front of the other. It's like the easiest freaking thing in the world.
Yeah. Let me sit here and psych myself up before I take them.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, I have to do that at the gym, but still, I'm not a superhero.
Did I do? I may have done ranged She-Hulk because she has like 2 ranged attacks.
Yeah.
And it was like those are the only 2 attacks I could do with her.
She-Hulk, who I took to Cosmic Prestige 60 because I was insane.
I did.
And also, you loved She-Hulk.
Yes, I love She-Hulk.
I did Summoner Luke Cage, where once I started getting his summons, I just basically would bring one of them out and let them do all the fighting for me.
Yeah.
So I actually did. I remember I did enjoy doing Luke Cage because of the summons.
Yes,
it was what made it bearable for you.
Yeah. Bringing in Jessica Jones and Iron Fist and the other one, the
Misty Knight.
Yes.
But I mean,
how dare you?
But I'm sorry.
But all in all, I mean,
Wing.
Iron Fist was the worst, the worst of the bunch.
Mr. Fanforstic.
I mean, there's I can go through the list of characters and talk about ones I really enjoyed. We all can do that.
Oh yeah.
We used to have half-hour discussions just opening up the roster and looking.
Yeah. Figuring out who we were gonna play based on level and all that too.
Well,
I mean, costumes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just Like some of the characters that I shouldn't have liked, I enjoyed. I enjoyed X-23.
Yeah,
I enjoyed X-23 more than I should have.
Mhm.
I enjoyed X-23 more than Wolverine.
I loved Moon
Agreed.
Knight. Moon Knight was another one that I
Ah,
prestiged
yes.
like 3 times.
Moon Knight was awesome.
I up until the Advanced Pack 3, I want to say that was the one that had Nick Fury and stuff. Nick Fury, Black Bolt and stuff. I didn't get any of those characters, but every character up until that point,
Mhm.
I had taken to at least 6. I've taken to 60 at least once.
Mm.
I did the same thing with every character up until more or less Omega.
Yeah.
Because basically at that point, I lost interest completely. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like dropping off a cliff.
It was bad because we were all so into that game.
Yeah.
That was our Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was
I mean-
honestly one of the most fun times that I had, and then it got ruined.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about not talking about rune words here. I'm talking about just
Yeah.
rune.
It was like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was.
I do want to take a moment to talk about one central point about the game, and that is the voice acting.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
The voice acting was top notch across the board, including even Carnage, because yes, they made you hate him, and you're supposed to hate Carnage.
But then
Yeah.
people wanted him playable.
And they got that.
And you know what? We can blame Goblin for that.
Yes.
If they
Yeah.
never gave us playable Goblin, we would have never gotten playable Carnage.
Yeah.
Mm.
I liked Playable Goblin, but for the voice acting once again, because oh my god, some of the shit he said was just wrong. Wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Spider Gwen. Spider Gwen
Oh,
was
God.
another one I liked,
Jeez.
and I
That
think
was
he
a
said
great
a lot of
costume.
some of the worst things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he threw her off a bridge. But yeah, the voice acting, basically they got the top-notch talent. They had people who have made their name playing Marvel characters in animation, in other games.
And Nolan
I mean,
North.
No, oh god, him as Deadpool was fantastic. Fred Tatasciore as Hulk, Juggernaut, the Blob, pretty much anybody with a thyroid problem, and Fred Tatasciore was playing him. I mean,
The voice acting was indeed phenomenal. Even
Yeah.
for characters we didn't like. I still remember trolling Ray with Gambit as Death. No, I was trolling Ballin with Gambit as Death.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
'Cause I
I didn't
hate
have a
Gambit.
problem with Gambit.
But I teamed him up with Carnage to troll you.
yes, that's what bothered me.
And I also remember this shit was funny as fuck, and every time it was the best. I remember getting Howard the Duck as a team up.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck at a certain level would spawn a dupe that would do
Yes.
combat.
Oh, the dupe! Oh my gosh!
And then I had a dupe pet as well.
We
And
both
just
we
have
both did
dupes.
that at one point.
Yes.
Oh.
And
And during the event when we were trying to chase them down too,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
and
have
you-
your little dupe now. Oh my god!
yeah.
Getting a migraine just thinking about it.
Oh, it was
Flashbacks.
so fun.
But I mean, everybody had their own favorite line, and sometimes it's actually from the mobs you were beating up.
Yeah.
AIM had hands down the funniest lines across the board.
Should have stayed at Google.
How would you penetrate your impenetrable fortress? But probably my favorite line, just because it's so wrong, came from Jean Grey whenever she was around Emma Frost. You know, Emma, I can read lines with my clothes on.
It's a good one.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that one. That's great though.
It is.
So
Wow.
the thing is like we never in the group we never had an Emma Frost and a Jean Grey out at the
No.
same time.
No.
Now, best would have been the two of them plus Cyclops.
Cyclops
That would
is
have been interesting.
Cyclops is another character I wanted to hate.
But he was fun as hell.
Well,
His,
I loved his
Ricochet
bounce
was.
power. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
which they removed.
Oh, and then
for
when
Omega.
you got it as
Yeah,
I liked playing Rogue when
but then they
Cyclops and I could.
They just took it off him for Omega.
Yeah.
That made no sense to me.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue was essentially the perfect wrong style character.
And the perfect right style character.
Yeah.
That Rogue was the game.
Didn't you once play Rogue without stealing any powers?
Yes,
Todd?
I did.
Yep.
That was a fucking chore. Well, actually, you know what? I did it with, I want to say it was my second prestige with Rogue. I did it where I stole no powers. But the playthrough before that, I did where I only stole passive powers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was just like, it eased me into just being like, I have nothing.
Yep.
That makes sense.
That's passive power, Deadpool. He got regeneration like crazy for Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wolverine was a weird one. Because, and I'm not talking about like stealing his power. I'm talking about like just in general.
Oh, okay.
Like
I don't think I ever played as Wolverine.
Wolverine was pretty much what Wolverine should have played like. Which is fine. But I found it too boring.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold up my mouse. So I got my mouse here, and the left and right click was all I needed to bind with Wolverine.
Oh, like, it sounds like a wrong style, but wasn't.
It wasn't. Like putting extra stuff on your bar was wrong style. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Wow.
But I mean, it's like, arguably you could say the same thing about Cap. Cap had, doing a wrong style Cap was difficult. I remember that because I was just trying to I'm looking at his power skill and I'm like, what could I do that you're not really supposed to do with this character?
And he was so well rounded.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, I can go ranged only. It's like, well, I mean, half of his tree is raised only.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I can go melee only. Half of his tree is melee only.
Yeah.
Well, I can only use shield stuff. That's half of the tree. Like,
yeah.
It's like 3/4 of the tree almost.
Yeah.
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 It was, I mean, he was a rough one to do. Doing a non-teleport Nightcrawler was rough.
Oh, I bet.
Non-running Juggernaut.
Well, I mean, we got that in Omega, so I mean, there's that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, wrong style.
But yeah, I mean, like with Nightcrawler, you had to be aware of which powers you had assigned because some of them were melee attacks, but they would teleport you.
Yeah.
So it's like
he was a bounce power.
Yeah.
He really was. I loved playing Nightcrawler.
I mean, Emma Frost was fun. Like, I mean, the whole roster there was something for everybody there.
Yeah.
Including people that wanted to be, wanted a super challenge and decided to play as as Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I want to have to change my build every 2 levels.
Yep. But I mean, that was always my selling point about the game is that there was literally something for every playstyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was.
Oh yeah.
And there was ways for you to create new play styles that shouldn't happen with those heroes.
Yeah, like Pistol Doom.
Pistol Doom was... So, I mean, the thing is, the only problem with Pistol Doom is, like, you don't get his pistol until, like, level 22 or something like that.
Oof.
So, like, the first 20 levels, you just have to deal with, like, his standard, like, just... Like, I think he had a punch and a kick that he could do. So, you had to work with just those. So, it was, like, punch, kick, gun. That's all you could do with Doom. Like, you couldn't do any of his summons. Oh no, it was Tech Doom. That's what it was. That was the restriction because otherwise it would have been completely impossible to play him. So basically any tech power that wasn't a summons you could use until you got the gun, and then the gun was just like that would be your primary. However, like it had like a really bad cooldown, so you would still be able to use like tech powers. But I mean the pistol was just so overpowered. I remember in
Nice.
Midtown one time, we got an instance by ourselves, which was awesome. I always loved that. We got to the
Until people started dropping out, and then it was like there's literally one person in this instance.
Yeah.
but we went to the champagne room.
I remember our little.
And
Yes, 6 in the champagne room.
I want to say it was Mr. Sinister in the champagne room.
He did spawn there a lot.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, everybody spawned there a lot.
And we get there, and with Pistol Doom, I just take one shot at Sinister, and I knock him out with it. And at that moment,
I remember that. I remember that. It was like the rest of us were running there and hadn't even gotten there yet, and you took him out.
And I was just like, Sinister's
we've
down.
got a few more boxes.
And I'm like, you got 3 more boxes.
Todd, I think I remember one of your favorite heroes that you have neglected so far.
Who?
Taskmaster.
Oh, Taskmaster was fun.
Yeah.
Taskmaster was a lot of fun. Honestly, when it came to like the free unlock in Marvel Heroes, which you didn't get on consoles, by the way.
You didn't even get a free unlock?
No.
Nope.
And didn't they have to pay for the game too, or was it free to?
It was free to play in the sense of here's the game. You want to do anything in it? Give us money.
Yeah.
They did give you one hero to play as.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Daredevil.
Oh, so they chose the hero that you got.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you didn't know that they gave you that hero, you could purchase him. You actually had to go to your console store to get the free token for that hero. It wasn't even in game. Like if you went into the game and decided that you wanted to, you're like, oh, cool, let me get Daredevil. Oh, hey, I just spent blah 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 on Daredevil. You know, or whatever, because I use Splinters.
You could have gotten a free token.
You could have gotten a free token, yeah. But yeah, my first unlock, which you could play every hero except for the 2 newest up to level 10.
Mm-hmm.
You on PC you got one free unlock, and then for 175 splinters you could get a random hero box.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the best.
Which was the best way to do it, honestly.
Yeah. And it was always smarter to do the random hero unlock before doing your free unlock.
Yep.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the random could be one that you already had.
Yep.
Which on your first unlock is very...
Oh yeah. But if it had happened to anyone, it would have happened to me. Well, my that's just the way my luck is.
And I mean, the other thing was, we were always like, play every character you can up to level 10 so you can kind of get a feel for them.
Mm-hmm.
Get your random hero box. Because the thing is because they started you off with 400 Eternity Splinters, and you were able to get 2 of those boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got those 2 boxes.
And then your free unlock.
And then you would have your free unlock. So let's just say you got, like, you're like, oh, well, I really like playing as Hawkeye, right? I really like playing as Hawkeye. Maybe I should unlock him, and we're like, no, hold off. And you get the random hero box, and boom, you got Hawkeye. And you're like, oh, shit, I got Hawkeye out of a random hero box. That's awesome. I'm like, okay, cool. Yep. You still have another random hero box, and you have another free unlock. So you start off with 3 heroes as opposed to just one, because you got the free right off the bat, but then you got the 400 for so you can purchase a second hero.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, might as well use random hero boxes. Most of the heroes I got were out of random hero boxes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
there were a few that I bought.
Yeah.
Right out, but.
Well, I mean, that's what you had to do that sometimes. You know, it's just the way it was.
There's no way I was going to spend any money on that game. No, I bought the Mega Pack, the Advanced Packs. I probably spent over $500 on that game.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say when you group it all together like that.
Yeah.
But admittedly, though, the Mega Pack, which is the most expensive thing, was pretty much a Christmas birthday present for myself. I said, this is my one big thing I'm splurging on because this is the only game I play with any regularity.
But for you, it was definitely worth it because you only had, at least on that account, you only had a certain amount of heroes to begin with. So it gave you all the rest of them. It gave you hero tokens for all the other ones that you had already.
All the stashes.
And it gave you all the stash tabs for all the hero stash tabs. Plus
and a bunch of G's and potions and stuff, cards.
Yeah, so I mean,
it made it rain.
It put you in a good place. And I mean, it was pretty cool though. It was definitely a fun game, and I do miss having something like that. I really do, because it's just...
I miss the voice acting for Cable.
Fucking Cable, just drunk Cable, this guy's fucking thing.
I miss the Punisher War Journals.
Punisher's War Journal. Went to Taco Bell, got to scoot something fierce, shot the clerk. Realized that it wasn't his fault because he didn't make the food. It was the cook's fault, so I had to go back and take care of that. Justice was served. Then I went to Chipotle, same thing. Having bad luck with food.
I'd love to hear what Punisher has to say about that. Okay, so speaking of Taco Bell, have you had their new nacho fries?
I have not, no.
I did not know about this.
Yes, it's the new, it's $1. Yeah. I will say, I don't know if it's just my Taco Bell, but they're kind of chintzy with the fries.
No, they are, because they're paying $1 for it.
Yeah.
Yep, but still, it's like they don't even. It's a little.
It's a small little container with a small little bit of fries in there.
Yeah,
that's what you get when you get it for $1 at McDonald's or Burger King.
Yeah.
Well, they fill their bags at McDonald's and Burger King. At least, to where they don't look like you're missing half of your order.
Such are tiny little bags.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, but the thing from Taco Bell, it's pretty small.
You gotta remember, though, you're also getting cheese in the process, which you don't get at Burger King or McDonald's. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's a good deal. I'm just saying. Oh, come on. Ketchup, you can practically just go and grab a handful. You can get a handful of sauces at Taco Bell, which is a good thing to do if they have Diablo sauce in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like me and can't do hot sauce.
In which case, why are you at Taco Bell?
Their chicken quesadillas are actually really good and not too hard on the stomach. So
fair enough.
Also, I really like their cheese fries. So basically, it's they use like I don't know if it's taco seasoning or it's just like a Mexican seasoning or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of salt on the fries, and then you have your nacho cheese, dip it in. It's really good. I really like them.
See, I haven't had the pleasure of trying those yet. All I know is that the times that I've been by the Taco Bell, since they've had them, they actually have a sign saying "We're out."
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So.
And then you go for Chinese.
Yep.
My dog is visiting.
Which
are
you visiting Distrum? Visiting the podcast puppy dog. Sorry, it's the dog.
Which, Ray, by the way, if you ever are trying to decide on what to eat, you can go to the image thing and go to the food one.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, the Chinese, because Ballin... I loved that. That was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty awesome... I said that Ballin needs to get that on a shirt.
Yeah.
I think all of us need to have it on a shirt, really, but Ballin especially.
Maybe. If there's any Chinese restaurants that want to sponsor the podcast, let us know. We will gladly accept foodstuffs.
Yes.
Oh, yes. My address is...
We'll podcast for food.
Basically.
Yeah.
I don't know any of us that would turn that down.
No.
Anybody who see me knows I won't.
Also, if there's any rib houses that want to sponsor the podcast,
Yeah, I could have me some ribs.
Todd will put your picture literally everywhere.
Yeah.
you see the O in errors and pod. That's where your logo will be. You will get prominent space on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
The ribs have to be good, though. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're
Yeah.
garbage ribs, then I'm sorry. But, I mean, if they're damn good ribs, then...
Yeah.
Because I know...
Piece of rub or a really good sauce, yeah.
There's a place by me that does... They're only open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Mhm.
And it's an all-you-can-eat barbecue place.
Oh. Wow, that hurts.
And I think on Wednesday, they have... is rib day for them. And they have smoked ribs all day, all you can eat.
Well, I'd have a heart attack.
Thursday they have catfish, which I'm not big on catfish.
It's
and
a
then-
little greasy.
And then
Yeah.
Saturday they have brisket.
Oof. I like brisket.
So what I'm hearing is there may be a
Road trip.
trip planned.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Yeah.
While you're at it, have Maury meet you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
absolutely.
I've mentioned this place to Maury a few times, and she goes, "I hate you. I hate you so much. Why are you making me plan a trip?"
Now, what would really sell me is if they had a really good salmon.
If they have what?
Salmon. Like a really good salmon.
I don't think they have that there,
Probably
only
not.
because it's like buffet. You know.
Ah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I went to Cheddar's this weekend, and they have a citrus miso salmon that is probably one of the best things I've ever had. It's like a grilled salmon with a citrus and miso sauce. on it.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, I sat there and I was like, well, I like salmon. This is probably going to be kind of weird. And then I actually bit into it, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like I hadn't expected it to be that good. I was expecting to enjoy myself, but just not like.
I'm just gonna have to throw this out there. This is essentially what happens on Gimmick Bag as well. Like we'll just start talking
Start talking
food
about
out
food.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
The last
Now I'm hungry.
you're welcome. Get
Have some
Chinese.
beets and mayonnaise.
I heard two different things there.
Go get
Have some beets and
Chinese.
mayonnaise. Yeah,
Beets and mayonnaise, no.
yeah.
Go get
Chinese, yes. Every Chinese place is closed right now.
But yeah, no, it's because I mean we noticed it on Gimmick Bag the last episode. It's like you know the last couple episodes, like we've devolved into talking about food.
Talking about food.
And it's
Food
like
is good. Food is necessary for
Yeah.
life.
and it happens. And now
We
what's
all like
happening
food.
here? I see one
Food.
common denominator, by the way. This
You?
guy. Yeah.
Okay, food is one thing the entire human race has in common. Everyone has to eat.
No, and I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, sidetracking
sure.
everything and starting to talk about food on a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, it just
Yeah.
happens.
And I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, everybody needs to breathe. And no one goes, man, have you tried that air? It is awesome. I mean,
That's true. That's true.
Does it have a Kansas City rub
now
on
see,
it?
now, however, if some Chinese food or barbecue place were to sponsor us and we could be eating while podcasting, we wouldn't
Oh,
probably
for
talk
sure.
about food.
No, we would be. We'd still be talking about food.
Well,
We'd be
yeah.
talking about the
Talking about-
delicious food that was provided
as
to
we're
us
eating.
by our sponsors.
yes.
But we wouldn't devolve into food talk as much.
No,
other than
we
what
would.
we're exactly
It would be
eating.
like this. The rub on this is amazing. What do you think of that sauce ball? And sauce is on point.
Yep.
I would feel better. Because I wouldn't be hungry.
Yeah. I mean, I'm I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's I say it jokingly, but like seriously, if you guys want, like,
Mhm.
come on,
Yeah,
we can do this.
Preferably someone who has multiple chains, because we all live in different states.
Well, it might be mail order too.
You know what? That's fine.
Yep.
HelloFresh, you want to sponsor us? I actually really want to give that a shot. Have you guys? Are you guys familiar with HelloFresh?
Nope.
No.
Basically, what they do is they send you fresh ingredients and recipes to use said ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
not food. That's a how-to for food.
Yeah.
I don't care. I like it, and I want to try it.
I mean, it would be as, and I don't want to say anything negative, but it'd be like getting Omaha steaks, where you had to butcher the cow
that's
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
I mean,
I don't.
that's
I
not mail
enjoy
order food,
cooking.
that's shopping online.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I can shop online from local supermarkets.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I like the idea.
I mean,
of
but
HelloFresh.
it's like that, or well, I think the other one's Blue Apron. if I'm not
yeah, Blue
mistaken.
Apron. Yeah, it's a lot like Blue
And
Apron.
it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool in the sense of like, oh hey, like he give me like a recipe that and all the ingredients I need to make this dish.
Mhm.
But I really don't want to sit there and have to make this dish.
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like it would probably be better for like to sponsor like a stream, and then you can stream.
Well, if you were doing cooking streams, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, you could do
Yeah.
a cooking stream with HelloFresh too as
I mean,
your
Here's
sponsor.
my question. Do they get the stuff like local to you? Because it seems like that would be a much better choice than having it shipped from somewhere else.
You know, I'm not sure. That I'm not sure on if it's local stuff or not. I know they ship it in refrigerated, like the boxes that have the
Dry ice and stuff, or
Because
Yeah.
people, when getting fruits and vegetables, get them locally.
yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Support your local growers, and at the same time, you don't have to worry about how long it's been on a truck.
So,
Sure.
I mean, arguably, I would say no to both those services actually,
Fair.
and that just
Sure.
comes down to that in general, because it's not like, I mean, it's one thing to get meat that way.
Mhm.
It's another thing entirely to get vegetables
Produce, yeah.
and such. Like,
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's just the way I look at it. But
Yeah. I mean, some fruits and vegetables, hell, bananas, they'd be on the truck brown, and green, they come to you brown.
yeah,
Because
Yeah. Well,
that's just how bananas are. They are very temperamental.
very. And it's just,
No, I don't eat bananas.
yeah, I don't either. So don't worry about it.
I love bananas. So.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm allergic to them, so.
Oh, well. However, I am more fond of oranges. So.
Oh, I do like oranges.
I'll cook with oranges.
I love them fresh. I love them just slice them up, take out each piece, eat them. I like them better when they're a little more tart, but I do like them to have some sweetness to them. But yeah.
Or
So
lemons.
So I mean, like personally, like a standard orange, I'm not big on, but give me a blood orange any day, and I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, oranges are just very much my favorite fruit, so there you go.
Fair enough.
Fair
yeah.
enough. The more you know. Your ass
Yep.
just got learned. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like I was half tempted to make an Ant-Man joke when you were talking about oranges.
Yeah, orange slices, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that was another thing. I did No, not Ant-Man. I rewatched Civil War.
Civil War.
Mhm.
Yes, it's
I
a
watched
must if
Civil
you're going
War.
to see Black Panther.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If for no
Yes,
other
I
reason
did.
for that than that tunnel scene.
Yeah. Oh, I love that tunnel.
They made
I
it believable.
forgot how cool it was. I forgot how freaking cool.
It's possibly the coolest scene in all of the MCU.
Yeah, I can definitely.
I mean, the Inception shit from fucking Doctor Strange is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
It was cool.
That was cool, but it wasn't quite as, like...
It was an effects overload kind of thing, as opposed to this, in which they use the effects subtly to make it believable that they're going at these speeds and doing these stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, just from a visual standpoint.
Oh, yeah, from a visual standpoint.
From a visual standpoint, I like watching the buildings move and such.
Yeah.
And, it was the one guy gets crushed by one because it's because the whole background's now rolling and shit, and it's like this doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, it's Doctor Strange. It doesn't need to make sense. You're like, fair enough.
But yeah, that scene was cool. But I don't know. I just didn't like for me the tunnel scene is just like
yeah, and
the Doctor Strange scene is like, dude, yes,
yeah,
but it's not like
that tunnel scene where Bucky grabs the motorcycle, spins, and lands on it facing up. Man, that just as stunts go, that was fantastic to watch.
Yeah.
Just
and I mean, you're, as you said, it is recommended to see that before you see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Black
Panther. To remind you what's going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because, small spoiler here, Black Panther takes place a week after the events of Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like
you'll see some familiar faces.
It's not a huge spoiler in that sense, but like, it's good to know that going in.
Yeah, especially because there have been movies since Civil War, so it's good to know what time frame you're in, because honestly, the MCU time shenanigans
it's a little confusing.
Interesting.
I mean, it's much like with Guardians 2, how it was only like a couple months after the events of Guardians 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, if you looked at it from the standpoint of like, oh, hey, this movie here is like, the last one came out like 2 years ago, so we're figuring about 2 years, and then you're like, no, we're not. Like, it's good to know that going in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, it'll help set the tone for what's going to happen around Infinity War. So,
yeah.
I'm not even saying. Well, obviously, we know that every hero that's there is going to be in Infinity War. So, I mean, it's not a spoiler saying Black Panther is going to be in it. So,
yeah.
But the events of Black Panther will kind of, and the other movies as well, like Ant-Man and the Wasp, like the events of that will kind of wrap around Infinity War.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, is that before Infinity War? I can't remember the time frame.
Okay, release-wise, it's after.
Yeah.
But we don't know chronologically yet.
Chronologically, I want to say it's before. Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I guess it's going to depend on if they have Wasp Infinity.
Yeah,
actually, that's right. I think she is in it. So yeah, it kind of has to take place before.
That bothers me. I'm gonna want. I want to know. Dang it! I want to see Infinity War. But I also I want to know the backstory of all the characters that are in it.
Well, I mean, we kind of know the backstory of what's with Wasp. So
yeah, she was in the first one.
Yeah, that's
not as the Wasp.
That's true.
Spoiler alert: she gets powers and turns into the Wasp.
Fair.
I mean, spoiler alert: like she has better gear than fucking Scott Lang.
To the surprise of no.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's one of the benefits of being the boss's kid. You get the better position.
I mean, even in the comics, like the original Wasp had better gear than fucking Hank Pym. Like, that's just...
Cooler name, too, honestly. At least in my opinion. I'd rather be called the Wasp than Ant-Man.
Mm,
Wasp just sounds badass.
Yellow Jacket sounded badass. Look what happened to him.
Okay, fair point.
Yellow Jacket looked badass. Sounded badass. Look what happened to her.
What about
Like
Ironmonger?
Wasp,
Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty badass name. What happened to him?
I know. I've just name.
Also, Ray, I've been noticing you've been cutting out a little bit, just audio wise.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
just
I've
because
been
you're not
having-
like, because you'll kind of like back up off your mic and such.
Is it that or is it my connection? Because I keep getting a lot cutting out on.
It's gotta be connection because you didn't move at all right there.
You were moving on my end, but I was getting no
Oh.
audio from you.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
And
I think it's my connection, honestly.
Yeah,
I think we can split the difference with the whole Wasp thing because for a while Hank Pym went by Wasp.
fair enough. Hank Pym also went by Yellow Jacket, so
Yeah. He wishes he didn't.
so I guess this is a kind of a decent segue to this, and no disrespect to you, Ray, but
Uh-oh.
because you're not as well versed in
Comic
comics as Ballin is.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
Who is a villain you would like to see on the screen
A villain I'd like to see on the screen. Well,
that hasn't
I'm
been
going-
done? That has not
I'm
been
going-
done.
I'm going to go ahead and not go for She-Hulk specific villains just to shoehorn She-Hulk into a movie.
She deserves a Netflix series.
Oh,
Yes.
at the least.
No, she deserves more than a movie. I'd like to see her in a Netflix series. I'm digressing. I would like to see her in a legal courtroom drama type show where occasionally she goes out and beats up guys, as opposed to she's a superhero and they occasionally show her in court. Okay, back to the main topic. A villain I would like to see. Well, Doom. I want to see Doom finally done good. I want to see him done very well.
See, the thing is, like, part of me is just like, I mean, we've had Doom
No, we haven't.
twice. We've
No,
technically had a character named Doom twice, but we haven't had like Latverian Doom.
That's why I want to see a good Doom.
So I'll give you I'll give you a pass on that one. I'll give you a pass on that one. Ray.
See, I want to be completely facetious and just name a villain from a book series, but I understand that you're talking MCU, so.
Well, we're talking comics, so it could be DC as
talking
well.
comics.
Oh, well, I'd love to see a DC Marvel crossover, so that's the situation. I'm changing my answer. 'Cause Darkseid. That's what I'd like to see in the MCU.
Fair enough.
So yeah, no, I'm really not well.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that I want to does manga count as comics?
No. Not even Marvel manga. No.
Nope.
I'm just sitting here now, like, what comics have I?
While you think, I'll go into mine, and I've mentioned this a few times. Mysterio.
Yeah, he's fun.
I think they can do a good job with Mysterio. I mean, we'll
It would be a
probably
great
end up
mindfuck movie.
exactly. I mean, he's a Spider-Man villain, so I mean, there's that. I know Sony's been talking about working on a Sinister Six film. So there's that. We might get him in there. But I mean, I just think that bringing Mysterio, like having Spider-Man Homecoming 2, where it's him and Mysterio, would just be hands down, like, I have to see it opening weekend.
And to be fair, if you're looking for a way to bridge the gap between, say, the Fox, X-Men type universe and the Marvel universe, keep in mind Mysterio was the one person who figured out how to reliably travel between the 616 and the Ultimate Universe.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, that would be an interesting way to go about that.
Ray's looking up heroes and villains.
No, I'm not. I've come up with a loophole.
Oh?
What?
Her Imperious Condescension from Homestuck, which is a web comic. Technically a comic.
Once again, it goes back to Homestuck.
It always goes back to Homestuck.
Yep.
I that's for the listeners / viewers. That's pretty much the extent of my comic history. Is the web comic known as Homestuck, which is the Ulysses of the internet. I have the Firefly comics, but they don't really have villains.
No.
Really.
I mean, I got the
I
Torchwood comics, and it's the same thing. So.
I mean, I don't know about the comics. I know Fireflies had some villains niche.
Well, yeah, the comics really provide more backstory and kind of try to bridge the gap between the series and the Serenity movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really have villains. One of the comics does touch on the Hands of Blue guys, just so that we know what happened to them between them being on the show and then they're suddenly not there in Serenity, and so you find out what happens to them. But that's about the extent as far as villains in the Serenity Firefly comic go. But those are comics that I've read, and then I've read the Voltron comics, which, I mean, I guess Zarkon would be a great villain to see in a movie, but he's technically on a TV show on Netflix.
Fair enough.
Called Voltron.
So are the Defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you didn't mention any of their
I'm just
villains
saying,
as far as
if he's been in a comic
like to see.
But yeah, and I am going to say the one I'm really looking forward to, and okay, so it's not MCU, but it's still superheroes. I'm looking forward to The Incredibles 2.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's supposed to. It takes off like right. Okay, you don't watch trailers.
No. Meanwhile, Todd's over here like, what the hell DC movie does Ballin want to see? I can see that look.
I'm just like, no, because like it's funny because I remember last episode we were talking about MCU stuff, and we were just like talking about the hero movies coming out this year, and like the first one out of your mouth, it wasn't like Infinity War or it was just like Incredibles 2, and I was just
I've been looking forward to this for over a decade
because it's the only time we'll get an actual Fan Four Stick movie.
The animation looks very interesting for it. Like, it's close to the original animation from the first one, but it's just different enough that it kind of like, I don't know, it bothers me slightly.
I get what you're saying.
Just from what I've seen. Especially in Jack and Elastigirl.
Jack Attack was the best part of the first one.
It really was. And Dash. Dash looks really Mr. Incredible and Violet don't look quite as different, but yes, no, Jack Attack was fantastic. I adored Jack Attack.
I'm going to dip back into gaming news for a moment, just because we haven't talked about this. Thank you, THQ Nordic.
Yes.
Thank you for buying Deep Silver and Volition and resurrecting the Saints Row franchise.
Oh, is there going to be a new Saints Row game?
Yes, there is.
So even before this, Volition was working on a new unnamed AAA project.
Which turned out to be...
Which apparently is going to be a Saints Row game.
I need to go back to playing those, dang it.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It's funny because we started playing the Saints Row. Well, no, you started playing the Saints Row games after I did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like I've done almost 2 full series playthroughs.
Yeah.
And you're still on Saints Row 2.
Series.
No, I'm on Saints Row the Third. I am on Saints Row the Third.
Okay, fair enough.
I slogged through Saints Row 2 PC port.
Yeah.
Okay,
God,
I'll give you that.
dog.
Yeah, no, that's what it was a good game.
Oh, it's a great game. It's just the PC
port of
port
it just
justice.
made it made it a slog.
Yeah.
While you're
absolutely.
granting wishes, THQ Nordic, since you're giving us back Saints Row, give us Saints Row 1 and 2, basically combined into one remaster, Stillwater Stories. Call it. I don't care. I just want them both one PC natively.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? This might be what they're working on.
That
would
I
be-
would not mind that. I would not mind that at all.
But yeah, so I'm let me see here. I have 18 hours in Saints Row the Third.
That really doesn't tell us anything.
Now,
That's interesting.
Saints Row 2 I had 46 hours to get through all of it, but yeah,
Saints
18
Row
hours
2.
in.
Saints Row 2, my Steam says it's 115 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Saints Row 4, I had 142 hours. Saints Row the Third, I had 662 hours.
Wow.
So here's for me, like you guys are playing them on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I did one playthrough of Saints Row 2 on PC, and then I realized I had an Xbox.
Yeah.
So then I ended up Xbox had it on like a massive sale. I think it was like $2 or something like that.
Well, shit, yeah.
So I picked it up on the Xbox, and then I also picked up Saints Row 1 for like $1.50 on Xbox.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And I had already picked up Saints Row 1. No, I already bought both of them on Xbox, and they were just kind of sitting there. But then I played it on PC because I'm like, oh, let me play it on PC. It's got to be better on PC. And everybody's just like, get Gentlemen of the Row.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm so grateful that you guys had me get Row. Because I don't want to think about how
bad it was going to be.
How bad it would have been without it.
Yeah.
So I had so much issue as was.
So the thing is, like, the PC version, I didn't do like the completionist stuff. The Xbox 360 version, I did. I think all I have to do for one of them is just, I think I'm missing like 3 CDs. And it's just a matter of hunting them down and finding them.
Yeah, the only Saints Row game I did 100% completion on was Got Out of Hell. And by the way, 33 hours.
Yeah, the only one that I've done... Actually, that's not true. I've done 100% completion on 2 Saints Row games. I've done it 100% completion on Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 3. And Saints Row 3, that was back way before I started streaming. And that was on the Xbox. And it was I did everything I could do, including all the bullshit mayhems.
Yep.
Can we just agree that, like, the big issue with Saints Row 3 and onward is the lack of variety in activities?
Yeah.
I can see that. I know I haven't played much, but I do remember there is a little bit of a repetitive.
I will say that the open world aspect of it is more fun than in Saints Row 2. Not when you're not doing missions. Basically the movement, the shooting, and the driving they feel more natural to me. So in a way, basically that's where my variety came from.
So but my counterpoint to that is, in Saints Row 2, yeah, you had to do activities to get respect so you can do missions. In Saints Row 3, the activities were the missions.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, let me pick and choose which ones I want to do. It's just like, oh, I got to do a mayhem now. Oh, I have to do tank mayhem now. Oh, I have to do aircraft mayhem now. Like...
Tiger Escort.
I mean, Tiger Escort wasn't horrible.
I hated Tiger Escort.
Tiger Escort sucked, but it was a nice change of pace after spending the rest of the time playing fucking mayhems.
See, I like the mayhems because it's just blow crap up. Blow crap up is what I do for fun in a game like Saints Row.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you on that. The problem I had is it was too much of a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you want to give us constant like activities, and you want to play it in the sense of like, oh well, we got all these activities for you to do, and you look at the list of activities, and most of them have the word mayhem after them. You got a little bit of a problem. And that's the way I looked at it. Like, you look at the activities in Saints Row 2. You had Fuzz, which was terrific, and you had Septic Avenger, which I would have fucking loved to have back.
Oh, that was a fun.
You know, I mean, even the ones that you didn't need for 100% completion, which was the Hitman and the Chop Shop. I mean, you had those. And those were just like, you didn't have a timer, you didn't have to worry about being in a certain play area, you just got into a car and go, wait a second, I need to deliver this. Let me do that. You know, or, oh hey, there's that asshole that guy wanted me to kill with a claw hammer. You know?
The worst, though, was when I had one of the guys that I had to kill, the Hitman ones, and he showed up during Septic Avenger. And so I couldn't kill the guy very well. I mean... In Saints Row 1, they had the restriction of, like, the weapons that you used. Okay. I couldn't remember if they had if they had a weapon restriction. I tried murdering him with fecal matter, but I don't think I managed it.
My favorite Saints Row 2 assassination target was the cop. And he's a cop, but he's like not wearing pants, which was terrific. Yeah, it's weird. Like he's wearing he's got his cop shirt on, but then he's wearing boxers, and they're like, all right, well that's kind of funny. And I'm doing Fuzz, and every now and then more officers will show up to kind of help you out.
Yeah,
and he's one of the officers that shows up, and I'm like, welp, this is the thing. And I'm like, do I blow my cover and kill this guy and get that, or do I continue with this?
What'd you end up doing?
I ended up continuing with Fuzz because I was having a lot of fun with it.
Fair.
But then he ended up showing up when I was doing Septic Avenger, and I covered him in shit, and I ended up getting the contract.
Nice. I think my favorite moment from Saints Row 2 is still getting my free tank stolen by a hooker.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was
yeah.
I still and I know there's highlights on my Twitch channel of some of the hijinks I've done. Like the time Grandma Horace was showing apartments which was just
Yeah.
great. I mean, it's just I was just
You had so much fun with your characters. It was wonderful.
and that
Yeah.
was the beauty of it. Like I allowed
Just a
myself
foreign
to.
bunch of freaks out in the world.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Volition. And I know you probably don't listen. I know none of you guys probably listen to this, but
Say it anyway.
if you could give us the level of customization you gave us in Saints Row 2, I'd be more than happy. I felt that the customization options that you gave us in Saints Row 3 and 4 were a little limiting because I got spoiled by Saints Row 2. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, thanks, bye.
I mean, I want
However,
to be able to sit there and spend like a good hour creating a character.
I'd like to see them split the difference and also give us the amount of body modification that you could in Saints Row 3 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can give you that. I can get behind that.
Yeah, combine them, give us the best of both.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be able to have a completely malformed character's head and then be able to kind of have sliders and make sure that the sliders are done well. I wasn't a big fan of like the pyramid of like you
Yeah.
get skinny, muscular,
Oh.
and fat. Like I didn't like
Yeah.
that. Give us sliders on that. I'd much rather deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
And allow us to create the kind of characters we want to create because I enjoy making monstrosities with your games.
Most importantly, if you do start us off with Saints Row 1 and 2, if you do start us off with Stillwater Stories, please let us be a female boss in the first game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all. I just want to be able to do that.
I mean, I would I would be fine with if like let's just say they go the route and I think this pure speculation on my behalf. I think this might be something that they do because the way the series goes, there's not many places you can go
Mhm.
after that. But we get essentially a retelling of Saints Row 1 and 2 as one game, as they should have been, because the ending of 1 was actually meant to be a cliffhanger, but because of a lazy animator, we got a finite answer. The end of Saints Row 1, Julius is supposed to be running away limping from the boat, and the animators decided instead of having somebody come in to do that mocap, they were just going to have the animation of somebody looking at their watch instead, which made it so now Julius was the one that blew up the boat. It was supposed to be this big mystery and it was going to be carried over to 2 on who blew up the player, you know? So, I mean, I still think it would have been Dex, but that's just me. Fuck Dex. That's another thing. We need an actual like resolution on Dex. We don't need this cop out bullshit of he's already in hell and we have to revenge kill him repeatedly. I mean, it was nice to repeatedly kill the same NPC as every other NPC except for he's wearing a little purple visor. But I mean, give us an actual conclusion to that. And if you're gonna do a reimagining or a reboot of Saints Row, which is honestly the only option I feel they can do at this point, give us all the stuff that we liked from the series.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to go super ridiculous though, because GTA's got that covered.
Flying cars, jetpacks, AIs.
Give us a game like Saints Row 2. In the sense of like of all the games personally, I'm not sure how you feel about this, Ballin, and Ray can't speak for this because you haven't gone through all the Saints Row
I've got 18
games.
hours in the third game.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Of all the Saints Row games, 2, in my opinion, has the best stories.
Agreed. I have never disputed that. I've always said I like 2 for the story. I like 3 for the engine. That's the way they're my favorite. Basically, the way the game plays in 3 is vastly superior in my mind, but the story in 2 stands above the entire series.
Absolutely. I mean, the story in 2 is the best part of Saints Row.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of people fighting up from nothing.
I mean, and you got that, and you get that in Saints Row 1 as well, but it didn't play as well as in Saints Row 2.
Yeah.
Which I think is the funny part. Because Saints Row 1, like, yeah, you actually legitimately start as somebody getting jumped into the gang.
Okay.
Like, you have to be canonized. And it'll actually play out one of 2 ways. If you get knocked out, like, the mission ends and you get a certain reward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, well, you're part of the gang. But if you knock everybody out, you get more money. And the cutscene changes where it's just like, there's only been one other person that's been able to do that. And then Johnny goes, yeah, and I did it in half the time. Like,
also, because you remind me of this, as a Saints Row player, no 2 words send chill up my spine as much as get up. No 2 words. That, where he just finally gets revenge for Aisha, is the best cutscene I have ever seen in any game.
Oh, and if we can find a way to not kill Lynn, that'd be great. Thanks, K-Bye.
I mean, he puts him through a headstone. Get up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's... I mean, I know Ray got really emotional over Carlos.
Mm-hmm. My child.
So, what you went through with Carlos is what me and a lot of Saints Row 1 players went with Lynn. Like, she gets shot, thrown into a trunk along with you, and then that car is thrown into the ocean.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even have an emotional attachment to this character yet.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you're just like, and honestly, I can see that's one of the reasons why the player becomes so vengeful. I mean, it's a good catalyst.
Well, I mean, Carlos's death in 2, I don't get angry easily. Like, me personally.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even with games, so I get very emotionally attached, but I don't get, like... I'm usually not so involved that I just... I'm pretty sure I highlighted it on my stream, but I stopped talking, and I just power drove to wherever... I was so mad. I was so mad.
But it was so much fun letting him see the junk in Jessica's trunk.
Yeah, that's the second best cutscene in all of gaming. Jessica's death at the hands. I mean, oh, goddamn. No, that was epic.
Yeah, I wasn't like, usually I'm kind of like, that's that, you know, I would sit there and be like, oh, that's so terrible. But no, I was like, yep, nope, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Freaking deserved it.
Yeah.
It was narrow. Check the trunk.
Yeah.
Here's the keys. There you go.
Yeah. That was probably the most vengeful that I have in a video game.
The story of 2 was superior to anything else in the series.
Oh yeah, I loved the story of 2. The story of 2 is the reason that I persevered through the utter shite of
the PC port.
I mean, I enjoyed Saints Row 3 more because I enjoyed playing it more. I enjoyed the way the game played out better in 2.
Yes.
That's really the best way I can put it.
I can see that. Yeah.
See, and I mean, for me, Saints Row 1 initially, and I've said this on stream like every time I've played Saints Row 1. When Saints Row 1 came out, I did not enjoy it at all. And because of that, I skipped Saints Row 2. But then when Saints Row 3 came out and everybody's talking about it, I was like, oh, let me check this out. Saints Row 3 actually got me back into the franchise.
Yeah. I believe it.
And then eventually went back, played Saints Row 2. And
yeah.
I started playing Saints Row 2, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to play Saints Row 1, then I'll play Saints Row 2, Saints Row 3, Saints Row 4. And then Get Out of Hell, and I was just like, I'll just do a series called Welcome to the Row, and then we got Return to the Row, where I did everything, and I created a character and carried them through, like all four, well, technically 5 games, because you know, Get Out of Hell, like I mean,
you do the boss does appear.
Yeah, the boss appears, but
yeah, briefly.
But basically, what I was able to do was I was able to take, because you start as and the idea was I'm going to start as, because Saints Row 1 you cannot pick a female character, and that's what I prefer to play as.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? What I'll do is start with Saints Row 1. You play as a dude, and then once I get into 2. I start as a dude character, then I go to images designed. I'll do it that way. I'll change the character that way. And then Saints Row 3, try to recreate the character as best as I can. But obviously, like, a lot of the sliders are different, a lot of things I can't do anymore. So I'm just like, well, between the time gap, there was more work done.
Yeah.
And then I pretty much carried the look from 3 into 4 and Got Out of Hell. So, I mean, it was just, except for I changed the sex appeal slider a tiny bit. Because, I mean, you're going to get some work done. Might as well, right? I'm president now. Let me get a bigger set. I'm just saying. Thing. But, I mean, and I explained it.
Second term.
What happened? Yeah.
Please.
But I mean, and the thing is, for me, I felt that it fit the character very much, because in Saints Row 1 the character doesn't talk a lot. Like, there are 4 points in the game where the character will say something, and it's during the final missions of, the final gang missions, and then the very last thing.
The very first time you're like, what now?
Yeah. There's during the Los Carnales one, and this is where I was just like, okay, this is very feasible. Forget her name, but she pulls up to the airstrip, and they've already taken care of the boss of Los Carnales. Like, they already blew up his plane and everything like that, and she shows up, and your character and Dex, pull guns, and Dex is like, what's in the bag? What do you got in the bag? And she goes, it's just shoes. We were supposed to be leaving. It's this year's collection. And your character just goes, nah, that was last fall's collection. like just little things like that. You're like, wow, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, if he knows that much about women's fashion, then let's kind of work that in. That this has always been a thing.
Either that or gay.
Well, my favorite Pierce line is still, damn, those are some nice shoes, when they're looking at the strippers. I mean, they're not afraid to shy away from that joke, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough. But I saw it as an easy way to kind of explain the character, going, you know what, now that, first off, in Saints Row 2, I'm a wanted criminal because I've escaped prison. So I might as well go with what I know. I know women's clothes. Let me do it that way. And then ends up enjoying it. And goes, you know what? This actually isn't horrible. Like, this is actually pretty nice. Everybody just wants to say, did I get a new haircut? Like, not mention. Not mention any other alterations
They're
I made.
dancing around that. Let me just say one more thing, though, to THQ Nordic.
Mhm.
Please, please, please do not fuck up Shondi.
Oh.
Do not do what you did to her between 2 and 3. You turned her from an interesting character into a bland one-dimensional action girl.
Yeah.
Stop that.
I mean, arguably, she was
Her
there to
look
kind
in
of.
3 is just.
Well, she was kind of there to fill in the gap left by Gat.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you could bring in a new character for that.
Yeah.
Hell, you have one. You know, I mean, basically, you introduced her in 4, just introduced her a game early or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
if you want an action girl, bring in an action girl and have, Shondi get pissy about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or don't kill
Like
Gat.
Kinsey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a way to go, too.
Yeah, don't kill Gat. We don't have that problem, do we?
Of course, the reason why, and I know this is why they did it, I figured this shit out. The reason why they killed Gat is because Gat was the only character from the original chapter, from the Stillwater Saints, basically before the boss joined, that was still with them. They had to remove him or everyone would be looking to him for leadership instead of the boss.
Fair.
They just had to remove him temporarily. By the time Gat gets back, basically with 4, spoiler alert, basically the boss is fucking president. I mean, nobody's looking to Gat.
So, I mean, the only issue I take with that is, so the way I see it, and I mean, this is how it plays out in 2.
Yeah.
The Saints aren't around anymore in 2. And you and Gat restart the gang.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at that point, that is your soft reset.
Yeah.
On that.
Fair enough.
So, and honestly, I mean, you could have probably done it without Gat, but you needed somebody you could trust. And if that meant getting him out of a courtroom and murdering everybody on the way out, and I mean everyone, because I didn't care if they were sitting in that commissary or not. They were getting it. They were getting. I was throwing keyboards and shit at them.
Was so fun.
Which is another thing. And this is one thing I liked about Saints Row 2. Being able to pick up anything from the environment and use that.
I did not know. How did you do that? I
didn't know you could do that.
PC.
Yeah, you can. What is it like in certain areas? Like if there's a brick laying on the ground, you could pick up the brick and use that. You can, there's a bunch of different things. Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Unless there's a special key for it, I was never able to do that. So maybe it is a limitation of the PC port.
It might be.
Could be. It could be.
Yes. In which case, fuck you again.
But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun just like grabbing shit and using that to beat up people in 2. So. Yeah. And I mean, give us that.
Would have been something nice to carry over.
It would have been. It would have been nice to carry over things like Fuzz or something of that sort.
Yeah. Agreed.
I would have loved to have Septic Avenger back. And I mean, it's arguably one of the most fun activities that isn't called insurance fraud.
Oh, I loved insurance fraud.
I will say, though, that all the mayhem did fit the angrier vibe the Saints had in 3.
I mean, arguably, it would have fit better in 2.
They weren't avenging Gat in 2, though.
They weren't avenging Gat in 2, but the boss themselves was a way darker character than they are in 3.
True. With the one-liners all over the place, and which I do love the way Laura Bailey can deliver a one-liner.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. Get the voice acting back. Give us lots of voices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind like 6 or 7 female voices, 6 or 7 male voices.
Yeah, options is always good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give us
options are.
I mean, arguably, like the voices we need, and this is a short list: Troy Baker, Nolan North, or Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Those three are definite. Unique. And the thing is, the Nolan North has to acknowledge themselves as Nolan North.
Well, Saints Row 4, someone actually created a Deadpool costume because of Nolan North's voice in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Nolan North actually references the fact that he's Nolan North in Saints Row 4.
Nice.
Like when you use the Nolan, because it's just like male voice 1, 2, 3, female voice
And
1, 2,
Nolan
3,
North, yeah.
and then underneath it says Nolan North.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
And give us, voices that can clearly be representative of the different ethnicities you can be.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was a little disappointed in they wasted one of the voice slots in 3 with and 4 with a Russian voice. 3 and 4, a Russian female voice. What the hell?
Mm.
I mean, it fit. I mean, it fits the craziness of it, but at the same time, give us something that sounds more like what you'd find in Steelport.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. I mean, the biggest problem I had was, and this goes back to Saints Row 2.
Mm-hmm.
Saints Row 2, you had, for the male voices anyway, you had your Hispanic voice, you had your African American voice, and then you had your British voice.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah. See, I agree. That's my problem right there in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And then, in 3, we got Troy Baker, British voice, and I think African American voice.
Yeah.
What?
In Saints Row 3, on the female side, they actually omitted African American voice to throw in Russian voice.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Now, yeah. I will say, though, they made up for it by making, Latino voice very Latina.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good, at least.
Yeah. And I loved Latina voice because she had some really good lines. But yeah.
All right. That was actually a really good. See, this is what happens when you go into an episode not knowing what you're going to talk about, right?
Uh-huh.
We covered quite a bit of ground. So anyway, let's just kind of get this out of the way when I say this right now. But thank you guys for joining us for another episode 3 of Pod Errors. Talking about a bunch of weird pop culture stuff as we giddy up to the finish here. And we'd like to thank you for downloading this or watching this on Twitch. You guys have been great. Thank you for your support. You can catch us at our respective Twitch channels. Twitch.tv/Thrabalen, Twitch.tv/DorkyRae, Twitch.tv/ToddEvf. Twitter, same deal. Twitter.com/Thrabalen, Twitter.com/Dorky_Ray, and Twitter.com/ToddEvf. Facebook page, Facebook.com/Precipice Podcast. Keep up to date what's going on with us. New merch announcements. We have a sale coming up on Spreadshirt starting February 22nd. It's a 3-day sale, 15% off. It'll be really cool. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. You guys have been amazing, as always. And we'll catch you on the next one. For Thrabalen of Thrabalen Games and DorkyRae. You guys have a great day, great night, great evening, and we'll see you next time.